From aerial roots. Once fly Oceania free in Hungen, 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 Magahi. Fires anchored in reef, insular words, Tossi dreams, Tossi hands carved and cast, keel. 30 years ago on the island of Rota, carver and craftsman Thomas Duenas Mendiola gave my father 2 hand-carved model canoes with hand-woven sails. The canoes remain on display in our house in Guam, and I used to daydream journeys across the Pacific with my Lego men as sailors. Today I called my dad and asked him how he packed the canoes to ship them to California when we moved here 15 years ago. He said, I broke down the sail from the main frame, the hull. Then I folded the sail against the body and wrapped in some cloth. But I was too afraid to ship them because they might break. You remember how all our pictures we shipped, the glass frames broke. I was afraid of that. Without bow or stern, lateen sail of finely woven pandanus matting, outrigger balancing does not rely on force, but on ability to draw water. I was afraid of that. And Mr. Mendiola sold many canoes on his ranch to the rich tourists. The canoes were too valuable, you know. Many people have offered me money for them, but there is no price to me. They are even carved from a special wood. I forget the name, but it's the same one they used to make the actual canoes. So I cut up some cardboard boxes we were using to ship things, and I made a special box for each canoe, with the outrigger sticking out in my handmade box so I could use it as a handle. Even on the airplane, I didn't check it in baggage, but I carried it on. I put one under the seat in front of me and one under the seat in front of you. You don't remember? Voice, teach me to read the currents, cut planks cut, fitted to form, whole, skin friction and wave drag. Teach me to fly. So that's kind of the first part of a 10-part poem. And a little bit of background, as you'll see in the cover, there's a drawing of a canoe, yeah? And so my ancestors from Guam were known for building these innovative outrigger canoes, and they were also kind of master ocean navigators. And the European colonialists of 16th, 17th, 18th centuries, they referred to these canoes as flying proas because they were so fast compared to like the Spanish galleons, for example. Anyways, during the 17th century, when the Spanish came to missionize the island and to colonize it, they kind of regrouped the population onto like 2 major islands, and then they burned the canoes so that the people weren't mobile and couldn't escape. And we're in a church. And so in a few generations, the knowledge of how to sail and build these canoes were lost. However, in the past few decades, during kind of the cultural revitalization movements in our homeland, a group called Tossi, they built a canoe. They built a big one called a Sakman, those are the names of the big one, and they named the canoe Saina. Okay? And Saina in our language means parent or elder or ancestor. So as you can imagine, them building it and they sold it for the first time. It was the first time these canoes could be seen in the waters around our homeland in 3 centuries. So it's a very important cultural moment for us. So I started writing this poem kind of inspired by that because I wasn't home, to witness it. So this was kind of my way of witnessing it and connecting to this movement.